Well, hi, everybody, and welcome to the Houston Astrodome. As my dad used to say, this place would hold a lot of hay. That's about the only good thing we can say about it from Texas Tech. The Raiders have never won here. They are playing perhaps the best ball in the Southwest Conference, and they'll be trying to accomplish that feat today. A good way for all of these seniors to end the 1991 season this week on the Video Season Ticket. Kind of appropriate, that air raid sign. You're going to see a ton of offense today between these two teams, and thank goodness all the Tech fans were there. The Astrodome really would have been empty. Well, let's pick up action. On the first offensive series, David Klingler passing complete to John Brown III. Good for 24 yards. 5 plays later, Klingler passes complete to Gilbert at the left side down to the 3. Now watch this. Texas Tech defense. You say, well, how could there be any defense on a day like this? Well, that Tech defense came up when it had to. There was Brian Dubisky on 4th and 1. Replay for you. Look at Brian. Come up with that tackle right there. Stops Houston short of the first down, and the Red Raiders will take over. Let's pick up 3 plays into that drive following a quarterback sneak and a pitch around the left end. 3rd and about 6 for the first down. Robert Hall wants to throw, looks over the middle, complete. Rodney Blackshear has it across midfield. He is sailing, will go all the way, 95 yards, the longest touchdown pass in Texas Tech history. And the Houston native Rodney Blackshear makes an auspicious start in his final game as a Texas Tech Red Raider. Speaking of seniors, Lynn Elliott, the brilliant kicker, adds the extra point. And just like that, the Red Raiders, 12:33 left in the first period, are on top 7-0. Houston comes right back. 3rd play of their drive. DeAndre Sanders will run, and Big Fred Petty stops him for a gain of only 1 and sets up a 2nd and 9. 4th play of this drive. Klingler looks, throws, ball is intercepted. Tracy Saul with that interception ties the Southwest Conference career interception mark at 20. He's tied with Kevin Smith of the Aggies, and Tracy Saul has a complete year to garner that record all his own. Let's move to further action in the first period. Houston driving, they fumble, and Texas Tech comes up with the football. Mike Liscio on the recovery. 3 plays into the drive. Robert Hall throws, ball is complete again to Rodney Blackshear. What a day he would have. That for a pickup of 11. 4 plays later, Robert again wants to throw, looks, and again, same action. Rodney Blackshear with the completion. That good for a gain of 10. That drive will stall, and a little trickery. Tracy Saul for Brian Dubisky. Complete. No. Ball is juggled. Brian can't come up with it, and the Cougars take over. This is DeAndre Sanders moving left and picks up 23. 2 plays later, 2nd and 10 from the Tech 23. Klingler initially has good time. Now he's in trouble. That was Brian Gerlich and Big Fred Petty on the sack. Here's a replay for you. Look at Brian fly in there. Wow. Almost took Klingler's head off and got the sack. 3rd and 18 now from the 31. Klingler, who will make a ton of money next year in the pros, looks, has good time, throws, complete. Touchdown to Freddie Gilbert over the middle for 31 yards in the score, 6:08, and the game is all tied up. Well, following the kickoff, 1st and 10 from the 24. Robert wants to throw, looks, look at that great catch by Lloyd Hill. And what a year the sophomore from Odessa Permian has had. On the next play, Hall keeps. Great quick feet, great blocking there by Jason Duval, and Robert picks up 14 along the right side. 2 plays later, 2nd and 1. Robert again wants to throw complete to the senior, Anthony Stinnett. And will be tough to replace Anthony next year, won't it? 3 plays later, 2nd and 12, Lloyd Hill, touchdown! Great concentration, get that helmet off, let the TV cameras see you. And Texas Tech, 34-yard touchdown pass. Lynn Elliott makes 7s out of 6s, and Texas Tech goes on top, 76 yards, 6 plays, and they're back 14-7. Let's move to Houston's drive. This will be the 3rd and 5 play. Klingler passes to Gilbert. Down the left side, good for 11. 3 plays later, 3rd and 3. DeAndre Sanders takes the pitch out. He goes around the right end, hit by Matt Wingo, not wrapped up. Sanders continues to drive and gets 18, and that's how it stands at the end of 1 quarter, 14-7 Tech. But on the first play of the 2nd quarter, Klingler again looks, throws a little pass into the end zone. Guess who? That is Gilbert again, touchdown, 16 yards, 14-14 the score. We told you it'd be a shootout. Let's move to later action now in the 2nd quarter. Houston again with the ball, 1st and 10 from the 20. Klingler completes to Grant, that good for 24. On the next play from the Tech 44, Klingler passes complete to Grant, again good for 18 yards this time. 3 plays later, 3rd and 1. Sanders tries the middle. No go. There's big Fred Petty and the interior of that line. So it brings up a 4th down and 1. And watch this. We told you the defense came through with some big plays when it had to. There they stopped Houston on 4th and 1 and allow the Red Raiders to take over. Bam Morris gets the call. Pitch out left in, and when all's said and done, he has 19. 2 plays later, 2nd and 10 from the 48. Robert wants to throw. Finds Anthony Stinnett, and that's good for 14. 2 plays later, 2nd and 5 from the 33. The Bammer takes it left side, and he will ramble for 17 yards. Leading ground gainer on the day for Texas Tech, and he's just a redshirt freshman. 2 plays later, 2nd and 5. Anthony Lynn, the senior from Salina, goes down close to the goal line. And watch this, Texas Tech gets the touchdown as Louis Sheffield right there, 2nd effort, gets in. That was a 71-yard drive in 10 plays, took 3 minutes 55 seconds. Lynn Elliott, the extra point, and Texas Tech 21, Houston 14. By the way, that was the 5th touchdown for Lewis this year. Lynn Elliott 30 on 30 for extra points. Well, let's move down later action now in the 2nd period. And Sean Jackson sacks David Klingler. Big play. 2 plays later, 2nd and 10 from the Houston 30. Klingler wants to throw. What else? He does. Complete to Grant, and Grant with a great catch picks up 25. 5 plays later, let's move to 3rd and 10 from the Tech 29. Klingler passes. Well, he's in trouble. Fred Petty in pursuit. But Klingler throws. Ball is going to be complete to Peters down on the right sideline. Good for 18. 2 plays later, DeAndre Sanders wants to run the ball. Matt Wingo, the senior from Houston. And he comes up with a good stop. 2 plays later, make it 3rd and 10. Klingler wants to throw. He does. Across the middle. Touchdown. Now what's this? Little taunting right there by Gilbert. Flags fly. The extra point try backed up 15 yards. Roman Anderson kicks. Brian Dubisky blocks it. The race is on. Kirkpatrick, look at Ben from post having a little wrestling match there. And watch this. Well, it's just the last game of the season. Neither one of the teams going anywhere, right? Doesn't mean anything. Well, it looks like the WWF. You know, I love it when a couple of teams get together and they want to check, see how each other are doing. Look at all the flags flying there. Coaches throwing kids around, trying to restore order. When the officials finally do get in under order, a couple of guys have been tossed out of the game, and Texas Tech still on top 21-20. Well, let's restore some calm here. Robert Hall to Rodney Blackshear. That's going to be 80 yards, touchdown, and Texas Tech is way back on top, aren't they? Well, what a day Rodney Blackshear has had on this one, and he is 4 yards short of the Southwest Conference single game receiving record. Lynn Elliott adds to the extra point. That makes it 28-20. That's the way it would end at the half. And and we have some eye-popping stats for you. Those of you that are not in the immediate area where you could see the game on TV, take a look at this. 28-20 at the half. First downs, Houston 21, Texas Tech 12. Here's kind of a unusual record. Rushing for Houston, 87. Texas Tech not bad with 114. Passing, how about this? Texas Tech 273 in the first half, and Houston had 314. And with all of that offense, not too many turnovers. Texas Tech 0, Houston only 2. But look at this. Total offense on the day for the first half, Texas Tech had 387. The Cougars had 401. If you're counting, that is 788 total yards of offense in the first half. If you're at your home in front of the VCR, though, you might want to stop it, put it on pause, go get a soft drink, because we have some kind of action for you coming up in the second half. Well, let's go back to action. Texas Tech with the kickoff. Tracy Soule takes it at the 12, and he's out close to the 25. Let's move to 2nd and 7 from the 28. Robert wants to pass and hits Big Don Hasley, the tight end, and Big Don gets 9. 5 plays later, 2nd and 19 from the 39. Robert throws. Ball is caught by Rodney Blackshear, and with this catch, he gets 252 yards on the day, and that was just 4 yards short of that conference record. Well, the Bammer says, I'm going to move this in. He moves the pile. Great blocking by that offensive line. And Texas Tech, again, moves out in front as Lynn Elliott hits the extra point. 75 yards, 8 plays, 3 minutes and 2 seconds it took. Texas Tech 35 and Houston 20. Houston with their first drive of the second half. Third play of that drive, Klingler fires complete to Grant. That good for a gain of 23. Well, let's make that Gilbert instead of Grant. 4 plays later, 2nd and 6. And Klingler looks. He's going to be hit by Brian Gerlich. He fumbles. Sean Jackson pushes the ball upfield and recovers. We told you Texas Tech's defense had some awfully big plays on this day. Well, Texas Tech, second play of the drive, 2nd and 8 from the 29. Robert Hall will roll left, and he's going to pick up 24. What a weapon he is on the ground. 2 plays later from the 47. Again, Robert on the draw play, and he picks up 18. 2 plays later. Make it 3rd and 1 from the 20. Fake pitch to the left. Robert takes it himself to the right. He gains 14 and carries the ball down to about the 6-yard line. And from there, double clutch, pitch back to Bam. Bam says, I want in, dives, touchdown. Texas Tech 73 yards in 8 plays. Lynn Elliott, there's an extra look at it for you. The Bam said he wanted to get inside. And now back to Lynn Elliott as you see the offensive line congratulating. And boy, Ted Unbehagen, that offensive line really to be congratulated as they really came on and allowed Tech to win this winning streak here at the end of the year. And congratulations to them. Byron Hooper, Lynn Elliott celebrate the extra point, 42-20. Texas Tech moves out to that 22-point lead. Second play of Houston's next drive, and a unusual play for the Cougars, a running play as Sanders goes for 28. 5 plays later, 1st and 10 from the 35. Klingler will throw to the end zone. John Brown III, or JB3 as they call him, good for the touchdown. That cuts it 42-28 after Houston got the 2-point conversion. They just won't go away, will they? Well, Anderson kicks off. Tracy Soule takes the ball at the goal line up the left sidelines for 52 yards to set the Red Raiders up in good position one more time. Let's make it 3rd and 23 for the Raiders from the 39. Robert Hall again to his old sophomore running mate Lloyd Hill. That's good for 24 and a first down. 2 plays later, Robert again. Great block right there by Anthony McDowell. Knocks down 2 Cougars. And Lloyd Hill with a good block downfield. Robert Hall goes in for the touchdown. Show you a replay on that. You can see that downfield blocking. Robert says, "I'll take it myself." Cougars flying everywhere. Robert Hall in for the touchdown. Boy, this kid who is a sophomore from Dallas Carter celebrating along the sidelines, and you think there's not some enthusiasm in the locker room. The Red Raiders said we have a lot of confidence. Donald Marshall, Lloyd Hill, and friends down there. Robert says, yeah, that was good, wasn't it? And the Red Raiders move out to another supposedly big lead, but we shall see. There you see Byron Hooper and Lynn Elliott doing their thing, 49-28. By the way, we might congratulate Jeff Hume, who also does some snapping and does a terrific job. Well, back to play. Klingler, what else? Throws downfield. It's complete to JB3, 27 yards. 2 plays later, Sanders gets the call up the middle. Brian Barker grabs him, holds on, and gets some help, and finally pulls him down after a gain of 19. 3 plays later, Klingler passes complete to Freddie Grant, touchdown. After the 2-point extra play, it was 49-36. And here we go again. Surprised our cameraman with the onside kick, and the Cougars have the ball. Let's move to 1st and 10 now at the Tech 41. Klingler wants to throw. Good pressure, Fred Petty, Sean Jackson, and Big Fred comes up with the sack. One more time, a big defensive play by the Red Raiders. Make it 2nd and 19. Now Klingler passes complete to Smith over the middle as we move to the end of the third quarter, 49-36. Red Raiders. Let's make it 3rd and 1 at the 32. We're in the fourth quarter. Sanders runs the middle, and he is finally tagged down there by Ben Kirkpatrick. 1st and 10 at the 17. Klingler will keep. He runs right, being chased by Big John Pitts. And Mike Licio also on the stop. 2nd and 10 from the 17. Klingler passes, screen to Grant right side, but again, great defense holds him to a gain of 1. Let's move to 4th and 9. Ball's at the 16. They kick the field goal, and Houston moves to 49-39. So they're only 10 points down, and they have the ball back after Tech fails to move it on the 3rd and 4 play. Klingler is going to be stopped for a gain of 2. On 4th down, big defense again. Gilbert is stopped. He fumbles. And Mike Licio, sophomore from Lake Highlands, has the ball, and it's good to see that he'll be back for 2 more years. Texas Tech 2nd and 8. Ball passes complete to Byron Hooper along the right side. Little senior from San Antonio Clark. What a nice year he has had. Well, the Bammer, I wanted to show you this. Don't know how he wasn't hurt. Number 2, don't know how he didn't fumble. Drive eventually stalls. Lynn Elliott comes on. Byron Hooper did a great job getting that snap down. 20-yard field goal. Texas Tech 52. Houston 39. 4 minutes, 39 seconds left in the ball game. On 1st and 10 for the Cougars. Klingler complete to Grant along the right side. That good for a gain of 13. 3 plays later, 3rd and 6 from the Tech 45. Klingler is sacked by Pitts and Jackson, and again for a -1 yard. On 4th and 7, Klingler throws. The ball is intercepted by Brian Dubisky, a senior from Grand Prairie, and the Raiders are certainly going to miss him. Let's move it to 3rd and 5. Tech is really in trouble on this drive as Robert loses 11, and look at the punt. Over his head, Mark Bounds, who's a punter, not a passer, throws, and the ball is incomplete. The Cougars take over. Move it to fourth play of this drive. 1st and 10 from the 35. Klingler complete to Brown. That for 26. And thought we'd show you Klingler's last touchdown pass as a collegian before he goes on to the NFL. The Cougars move within 52-46. It comes down to this onside kick. Roman Anderson will put the ball in play. The Red Raiders come up with it, and that will seal the win. Texas Tech, 2nd place in the Southwest Conference, their highest finish since 1976. Let's go to the locker room.
I'm telling you, right down to the wire, on the edge of your seat all the way. And I guess that's a fitting end to a bunch of guys that have given everybody their money worth all the time they've been at Tech. I'm proud of our 24 seniors that played their last game today, and it's a fitting finish for them. And those guys have really meant a lot to this program, and we're going to miss them. I tell you, it was quite a day though, and it's been quite a year. 1-4 6 weeks ago, and a lot of people sort of wrote us off and said it's one of the sorriest teams they ever saw. And a lot of people hung in there with us, and those people we appreciate. I tell you, we really do. Our student body stayed with us, and we really thank them and our fans. And of course, the media's been very, very gracious to us. And so it was a fitting year, and it was one that I'm just glad that it turned out the way it did, because it does show a lot of character, and it shows a lot of not ever giving up. Just don't ever give up. And they never did give up. And we're not first place. I understand that, and you ought to be disappointed if you're not first place. But when you're second place, that's a lot better than seventh place. We were picked seventh and finished second, and that's a credit to a lot of guys, I'll tell you. It really is, and a credit to our coaching staff. I really appreciate the great staff that I've got. Needless to say that when the going gets tough, the tough get going. Those guys all banded together, and they just circled the wagons up a little tighter and hung in there. And that really is what coaching's all about, I guess, is doing the things that that you're not supposed to do, and overcoming bad things. But anyway, it's been good, and I'm just extremely fortunate to have those kind of guys to work with. And I'm proud of them, and I appreciate them, and I congratulate them because they did a great job.
Yeah, it's about time I wake up this year. And I got those 2 fumble recoveries, and one of them came in a great time, and it felt great.
I guess a turning point would have to be after the A&M game. Coach Joe Jurassic, which is our strength coach, was really disappointed in how we played against A&M, and he was very vocal about it and made it known. So we decided to come together and not give up on the season, and make a push toward the last 6 games, and hopefully we could go to a bowl game. So I guess that would have to be the key. This team has a lot of character, though. We never did give up. We're happy that our coaching staff stayed behind us, and that gave us the inspiration to go on and play.
A lot of people wrote us off when we was 1-4, and the only people that believed that we could do it was ourselves and coaches. And we stuck in there together, and we worked harder and harder, and just wish we was going to a bowl game now.
I mean, we knew that we could play all along. It just, took us a while to get things together. I mean, it's unfortunate that things had to happen like they have. And hopefully this can carry on to next year. And we start off with Oklahoma.
Well, I'd just like to thank, Texas Tech and Lubbock for, supporting the team. We had a little ups and downs through the season. We had a great season a couple years ago, 9-3, and this year we came in second in the conference. The 25 seniors that are leaving, we really appreciated it.
We jumped up 1 touchdown, and they would catch up with us, and we would score another one. So I think we benefited by them having to catch up with us every time we scored. So and then, we got up by 3 touchdowns. Wasn't able to just put them away, but we were able to win the game.
Klingler's a great quarterback, and he was just under a lot of pressure. They had to score quick, and he just threw it right to me, and it's a great way to end, on the last game of the year.
A lot of big plays in this game. Could have gone either way there, fourth quarter, but you guys just really held on and pulled it through.
Yeah, all year we've had some close games, and we started out kind of rough, and we came together and we pulled, we huddled up there at the end of the fourth quarter and out on the field, and decided we were going to pull together one last time and play for each other and go out winners, and that's how it happened.
As this year's progressed, I think every win's gotten bigger for us, and I don't know. It's hard to explain what happened early in the season, but tell you what, the last 4 or 5 weeks, things are just, we couldn't be stopped. And the only way someone could stop us is if we made a mistake ourselves. And the confidence level on this football team is incredible right now. It's not cockiness, it's just confidence. It's something we needed early on, and we have it right now. And the way we're playing, we're the best team in the conference right now, without a doubt, I think. But we're all excited, and this is a big win for us.
I saw Dick Winder walking off with Jamie Gill, and that kind of put me in mind of all the seniors. This was your first class that you recruited. Talk about those seniors.
Well, they're a good bunch. They are the first class, and they all came to Tech, and they were told, "Oh, don't go there. It'll be they can't win. They can't ever go to a bowl. You can't win championships. You can't do those things. There's just 2 or 3 schools that can happen." And they came anyway, and they have really been a joy. Eddie, coaching, I guess, is something that is, I don't want to be sentimental, but it is sentimental. You live together, you eat together, you practice together, you go through the good times and the bad times and the blood, sweat, and tears. And if you don't have feelings and you don't have feelings for each other, then it wouldn't be much. But that's what makes the profession great, is having a chance to work with the Jamie Gills and the Rodney Blackshires and Anthony McDowell's and all those guys, and some of those guys that not many people know that have made a very indelible mark on the future and the progress of this football program, and I appreciate those guys. I really do. They've meant a lot. We're gonna miss them. I really think they've taught us a lot about maybe just don't ever give up, don't ever quit believing in yourself, but they're a great bunch, and they're a bunch that I hope they'll continue to overachieve as their life goes on, because that's really what it's all about, and that's what the game's all about, is to teach people the few lessons of life that you might learn out on the football field. You can learn them anywhere, but the field is a place where you can learn some of them, and I appreciate those guys for that. And like you said, they were our first class, and they've stayed together. The thing I liked, Eddie, is when it got real tough this year, and 6 or 7 weeks ago, and never once did they start pointing fingers and blaming and talking and all that. They just reared back and rolled their sleeves up and circled the wagons up a little tighter and went to work and worked harder and kept on believing and kept on trying and kept on pulling for each other. And gosh, that's a great credit to them.
See you in a couple of weeks, and we'll wrap the season up.
That'll be great, Ed. Thanks a lot. Thanks for you taking care of us all year. It's been great, and I appreciate all the people that have subscribed to the video season ticket, because it's a great way of putting our show on the road, I guess you might say, and we thank you for that, Ed.
Well, that's the final game on this year of the video season ticket. It is not the last tape, however. The program we'll take a couple of weeks off. We'll compile a 1-hour highlight tape for you. You'll get that tape, like we say, in a couple of weeks. We'll spotlight all the seniors who comprise Spike Dykes' first recruiting class and talk about their careers, talk with the coaches how their particular teams did, and get a visit with Coach Dykes on the overall season, and talk with T. Jones about the overall Red Raider program. Again, that will be in 2 weeks, so we hope you'll stay tuned and look forward to that. I know we've certainly enjoyed the football games, and I look forward to visiting with all the folks in 2 weeks. Well, for the video season ticket this week, I'm Eddie Clinton.